right, and are you Mr. Perkins? We're here today for sentencing. And counsel, here you are.
Thank you, Judge.
According to your plea bargain agreement, punishment is to be assessed at a cap of 7 years in the prison. There's a $1,200 fine. State is opposed to your application. Have both parties had a chance to review the PSI report?
Yes, Judge.
Any objections to the PSI report?
Just to point out two things. Both on page 1, it may be minor, but driver's license not on file, Texas. He's never had a license. It's not that it's not on file. He's never had a license. Guilt minimalized was, there's a box for an X on that.
Mhm.
However, I thoroughly read the narrative. Mr. Perkins read the narrative, and I get that's more for argument, but it clearly says for the incident offense, I had a firearm on me. I was driving. I got arrested for the firearm. I had a Glock on me.
Just 1 second, I'm sorry. Deputy, could you move them to the other end? And I'm sorry, you can continue.
I had the Glock on me. I misbehaved. I was on parole at the time. I shouldn't be carrying a firearm. He didn't, and again, this could be more argument, but I just want the court to know, in my opinion, it should be guilt acknowledged. He accepted that.
Good.
Aside from that, there's no corrections.
All right. Any witnesses state?
State judge.
Defense, any witnesses?
Yes, Judge. And may I call my first witness?
Sure.
I'm calling Tina Williams.
Mrs. Perkins, you're back against his counter.
And by the microphone. And just
Hello.
make sure you speak loudly.
Can you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
All right, you can lower your hand if you'll state your name for the record.
Tina.
All right, just make sure you keep your voice up so I can hear and the court reporter can hear.
Yes.
All right, defense, you may proceed.
What is your relationship to Charlie Perkins?
I'm his mother.
And it's safe to say that you know about his life. You raised him,
Yes,
right? And he has a son.
yes, he does.
Is this picture sticky? Sorry. Picture of Charlie and his son.
Yes, it is.
And Charlie's son is named Charlie
Charlie.
Jr.
Yes,
Right. And how old is Charlie Jr.?
he's 5.
And prior to the arrest for this case, I had asked you to get some documents to show that he was employed prior to the rest of the case, correct?
Yes,
And these are some documents regarding the staff force, the temp agency.
yes,
And these are various dates, end of 2025. There's multiple pay stubs showing that he was employed working through 2025, the end of 2025.
yes,
Separate from that, you tried, but you couldn't print out something showing that he was working up to the day of the arrest.
yes.
But
But I do have it on my phone.
on your phone.
Yes,
So,
so it was daily pay that he would, they put it on in my account.
all right. And where's Charlie Jr. currently residing?
He was like,
And the other person in your household is your sister?
I'm
I'm sorry,
my daughter,
your daughter,
Diamond.
Charlie's sister.
Yes.
All right. And you have nothing to do with this case.
Mhm.
The facts of the case, you don't know anything about this case, the car, the firearm. You weren't there,
I wasn't there. No.
right? Is there anything you want this judge to know about Charlie?
He's, since he's been out, he's taking care of his son. He's been trying to do the right thing to take care of him, be a good citizen. Working.
And you know that your son has prior criminal cases.
Yes,
The vast majority of them are juvenile cases.
yes,
As an adult, he only went to prison for one case.
yes.
How old was he when he went to prison?
I want to say it was about 18,
All
I
right.
believe, 18 or 19.
All right. I passed the witness.
State?
Just a few questions. So you stated that Mr. Perkins resides with you, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And is your daughter an adult or is she a juvenile?
An adult.
She's an adult, okay, how long has Charlie been?
All of his life, besides the time he was in prison.
Okay, so in living with you, do you own a firearm in your home?
No, ma'am.
Did you know Mr. Perkins to own a firearm prior to this offense?
No, ma'am.
And you told defense counsel you were aware of his prior history, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Were you aware that he was arrested for an unlawful carry of a weapon in July of 2021?
Yes, I did also.
You know how he got that firearm?
No, ma'am, I don't.
Do you know how he got the firearm in the instant case?
No, ma'am.
So you didn't have any knowledge that he possessed or owned a firearm?
No,
Okay,
I had never seen one in my house either.
okay. And so on these offense dates, do you know where Charlie Perkins Jr. was?
He was with me.
Okay. And you told the court also that Mr. Perkins was trying to do right. Is that a fair statement to say?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and this involves driving, correct? To do his job?
Yes, ma'am.
But you know Mr. Perkins did not have a license then, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And he's never had one?
No.
But
He's
you
never
know
had-
him to operate a motor vehicle still?
Yes,
And you know that's violation of the law, correct?
I did not.
No further questions.
Any other questions?
Ms. Perkins, does somebody have to have a license to drive a vehicle? In the sense of a vehicle is still safe from the manufacturer. It has tires, the engine runs, correct?
Yes.
A license. No further questions.
All right. I have a,
It's loud.
I think the phone is ringing. I have questions if there are no objections.
None from me.
All right. So here's the thing. The information that you've given me, it's surface level information, right? It's his criminal history. It's the driving without a license. I mean, we know we have to have a license before we get behind the wheel of the car. We know we're supposed to have insurance. Some people drive without a license. Some people drive without insurance. We all know this. But my question for you is this. Where did he go wrong in his life? Like why is he at 18 years old committing a robbery? Because I think that's what he went to prison for. Why is he doing that at 18 years old? Did he graduate from high school?
No,
Yeah. Did he get his GED?
he's working on it.
All right. So my question is like, why didn't he graduate from high school? Where was his family? Did nobody tell him, hey, you need to be in school? Did he drop out of school? Why did he drop out of school? What's going on? Because people will come into court and they always want to beg for mercy, right? Like, I know you don't want your son to go to prison. And what I can tell you is there is nothing that you can tell me that will be wrong unless it's not the truth, right?
Yes.
You know, your testimony to me is not going to be like, aha, she said this, so he's going to prison. I'm trying to wade through everything so I can make an appropriate decision on what is appropriate in this case. Should he go to prison? Should he not go to prison? So why did he turn out the way he is? Like, why is somebody not in high school? Why is he 18 years old and committing a robbery? This is the information I want to know, because then maybe I'll understand why is he on parole, which I'm assuming he was on parole from the robbery, and then he's driving around with a gun that obviously he knew he was not supposed to have, because the state just received testimony that he had an unlawfully carrying of a weapon before. And what I can tell you in the stipulated evidence, there was more going on than just the police pulling him over. It started with the legal tint on windows. Then it turns into he's not really pulling over. Then it turns into marijuana smell in the car and somebody spraying, you know, air freshener or something to get rid of marijuana, which somebody who knows of this has just, you know, informed me that you can't spray Lysol to cover up marijuana because you're just going to smell marijuana and Lysol. So all of that was happening on this day. So why is he 18 years old committing a robbery? And I say committing a robbery because he pled to it. And why is he not in high school? Why are we here You know what I mean? Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, ma'am.
So that's the information I need. This whole thing about he has a child he needs to take care of, I think you and I know the people who've been doing the heavy lifting of taking care of his child has been you. So that's what I want to know.
He's never liked school, and I'm trying my best to keep him in school. That's all I can
So you
say.
said he never liked school?
School was always hard for him.
All right, and hard why? What do you mean?
His reading comprehension is not up to par.
All right, so why did that happen? Did he not go to preschool? What happened?
He's been to school all the grades.
Okay. And so how did you address the issue?
He was in the classes for ADHD and learning disability.
All right, so did you have him tested? Does he
Yes.
have a learning disability?
Yes, ma'am, yes.
And what was that?
Slow learning disability.
All right, and so knowing that he had those issues, how did you address that or the school address that with him?
He was always in the 504 classes.
Mhm.
And we did day by day work with him.
Okay. And then this gang affiliation that I'm reading about, where does that come in?
That I'm not,
Okay, were you aware of that at all?
I was a little bit aware of it, but I'm not super sure about games and stuff.
Okay.
I was never that type to be around.
Okay. And again, nothing that you told me is to his detriment, because this is information I need to know so I can hopefully make the right decision, okay? So thank you so much for coming down. Is there any other questions?
Yes.
Yes.
On the PSI report, is this an accurate statement that according to Mr. Perkins, he was raised by his mother and his father? However, his father was in and out of his life. Do you think that his father in and out of his life had an effect on his education, his schooling, his upbringing?
It could have,
But you were always there for your son,
yes, I was.
but he missed out on a fatherly figure.
Yes, he had no role model.
Right. And do you know where his father's at nowadays,
He lives here in San Antonio.
but not with y'all?
No,
Past the witness.
You just stated that Mr. Perkins went through all grades of school, correct?
well, I want to say till the 6th grade.
And then he dropped out?
Yes, not, well, he, until he was like in juvenile and going to, or, to jail.
Okay, and then he still resided with you, correct?
Yes,
And, okay, no further questions.
All right.
I was thinking of the kindergarten. Stuff.
Can I ask a question for clarification?
Yes, Rich.
So are you saying, and if I'm wrong, please correct me, are you saying that from the time he was 6th grade, he was in trouble and then juvenile stepped in?
Yes,
So 6th grade was the last grade he was in before he was in the juvenile system?
it's either 6th or 7th.
6th or 7th grade. All right. And what were his issues during that time period?
He was just misbehaving at school.
And did you go to juvenile court to help address those issues?
Yes,
Okay. And his son, who is staying with you, is he in school?
yes, he is.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. I appreciate you coming down.
Yes.
You're welcome.
If I may call my second witness?
Yes.
Diamond Perkins.
All right. Can you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
All right. You can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Diamond Perkins.
All right. Just make sure you keep your voice up so I can hear and the court reporter can hear. Okay. All right. Defense.
What is your relationship to Mr. Perkins?
Brother.
Okay.
All right, I know it's an obvious question, but just for the record. And you understand that you were here listening to all the testimony before with your mother.
Yes, I guess.
All right, but you're not part of this case at all.
No, not at all.
You understand that Charlie's looking at up to 7 years prison.
Yes.
And just to distinctly clarify from your mother's testimony to what you're about to testify, Charlie Jr., you were in care of Charlie Jr. prior to your mother being in care, correct?
Yes, so, well,
So you moved into your mother's house recently.
today I am living here.
Okay, so prior to today, Charlie Jr. has been with you somewhere else.
My own apartment.
Okay. And you know, if Mr. Perkins gets released, does he plan on moving in with you and your mom?
Yes, but we're trying to, if he gets released, I'm trying to move somewhere else so that way he can, cause he helps me with my 2 kids as well. So I was trying to move so that way he can be stable, because he gets around his group of friends and he doesn't know. He has too many peers around him to where he cannot function and like focus on what he really needs to get done. So,
He needs to be in a better neighborhood
yes. Better
and,
city, something.
and
He
to
needs
not,
to get away from it. I will start there.
is there anything you want this judge to know about your brother?
Yeah, if I can say, okay, so prior to, okay. Me and my brother, we're the only 2 siblings that have the same mother, same father. So as far as him growing up in life, he's seen and done or whatever, but my mom, she's always working. I helped her take care of my siblings and everything. She's always been working in and out with 2 jobs, helping doing what she can when we're around her or whatever. But I would say he started like that after he realized the type of father we had. Like my dad's an alcoholic, so as far as him trying to figure life out and the incidents that happened as far as my mom and my dad with him being present there is when he spiraled out of control. And then as far as controlling him, I drifted off and went to go have a kid with my child's father and everything. So I stopped being around him, and that's when he went to jail for that robbery and everything. Like, it's just mostly guiding him and, hey, no, chill, no, or whatever. So as far as that, no, he has not had that in a minute since. Honestly, since I've been back and forth having my kids. So I leave and, cause we were both staying at my mother's house, and when I leave or whatever, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go move over here with my child's father, then that's when I'll start getting little phone calls and stuff, hearing like what happened and stuff, and then I'll be like, hey, what are you doing? Like, you have to literally redirect him daily, like, sir, no. Like, if he has that around him, he's going to pick up with it, cause that's what he feels it's it, but it's not. When he's with me and he helps with the kids, he is amazing. I will give him that. If he's living with me, inside with me, daily, I have him doing stuff because I don't have time for all of them to be over here. I have kids. I don't know. You can clean, you can help, you can work, you can do all of that. But all that extra friends, no. They're not allowed because they're not the best
Appropriate.
people to partake in and everything. But I will say, when he's away from them, he does better. Like, if you have to, like, honestly force him to do it, he's going to. Like, it's not too much of he's the worst person in the world. He's not, don't get me wrong. He has prior convictions and everything, but he still needs a lot of growing as well. I will say this last time that he did just get out, he has done better. He was like, oh, I'm not going with them this time. Oh, I'm not going with them and stuff. Like, he will sit up here and start taking control of his life. He did start taking control over it and stop letting them call him and be like, hey, what you doing? And everything. I will say that.
No further questions.
All right, state.
Yes, very good. Who is older, you or Mr. Perkins?
Me.
You, how much older are you?
I'm 27 and he's 24, 25.
And you stated that you are moving in with your mom, but if Mr. Perkins gets probation, y'all will both move out together, is that?
Yes,
Okay.
I'm trying to at least better him, so that way he can do what he needs to do, because I have his child. And it's not even just his child, he takes care of his stepdaughter, he takes care of his son, and my kids. They all have
Okay,
a bond.
I'm gonna break it down a little. So Charlie Junior is 5, correct? And
Yes.
how old are the stepchildren?
So today's August, so she'll be 7, August 24th.
And then your child, how old?
Mine's 8 and 3 and 4.
And are those nieces and nephews or?
Yes.
You said 8 and 3?
Yeah, 84.
I'm sorry, 4. And do you work full-time?
Me, yes, from hearing that, no,
So not full-time, but you do have
yeah,
employees?
yes.
Okay, and when you are at work, who watches the kids?
I work during school hours. If I have to work outside of school hours, they will either go with my mother, or if he's home, then that's who, he does help me with my kids, he does.
And you realize that probation requires a lot of personal responsibility on the person.
Sure, yes.
Okay, and that he's gonna have to step up and do the things he needs to do, right?
Yes.
Constant
Yes.
guidance.
Yes,
And you also realize as his sister, although you want to
The-
guide him and do right by him,
It's
he's gonna
still
have
up-
to make the choice, right?
yes.
Okay, so how can you assure this court that Mr. Perkins is gonna do what he needs to do to be successful? Because he hasn't in the past.
I know, and that's the problem. We have not fully moved in together. Like, he's always been at my mom's, and I've always been going and having my kids. But as far as assuring him, is the fact that I know, because he knows his kids and he knows my kids. He knows what I allow, what I don't allow. So as far as all of that, he knows I'm very secure with my kids. I don't allow any of that around my kids. Because at the end of the day, my kids are in my care. My kids are in jeopardy of your stuff. So
Okay, and then do you view your brother as a good role model for Charlie Junior?
as far as, yes, and while he's in his presence, yes, he makes sure he don't cuss around him. He makes sure nothing, like, he goes and takes him places and does everything. He put the kids in football. He'll take them, go get ice cream, take them, yes. But as far as his prior conviction, he honestly, his dad probably, I mean, his child wouldn't even probably know that he had those if he was honestly. I'm pretty sure he wouldn't even know.
So it's your testimony that you believe Mr. Perkins is a good role model for Charlie Junior?
I do.
Okay, and how do you reconcile him being a good role model for Charlie Junior, but still engaging in criminal activity?
I wouldn't say he still engages in criminal activity. I do understand that he did have a gun prior to him getting pulled over. How did he get that? That part I don't know, but at the same time, I have been back and forth and have not been around him daily. So that part I do not know.
Okay, and would it surprise you to learn that Mr. Perkins was also arrested and had marijuana in his possession?
I did not know that at all.
Okay, and do you know Mr. Perkins to have a driver's license?
Oh, no, he does not have a driver license. And I will say that fell to being in and out of the system. Like, he'll get out and then other things will happen and then he'll go back in. So as far as him actually being stable, I'm for sure he will go get that. For
And
sure.
do you know Mr. Perkins to operate motor vehicles with either his son or your children in the car?
Oh, no, I don't let him drive with my kids. I'm for sure. I do not let him drive with my kids, his kids. No.
But you're not around 24/7, correct?
I am around my kids, but as far as when my kids get left with my mother, because he's not allowed to drive my kids, they stay with her. But he does not drive around his kids, my kids. If they want to go somewhere, we can all go. And that's how I do it with him. You can ask him for himself. He does not drive my kids or his kids.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, any
No-
other questions?
No follow-up.
All right, thank you so much for giving me some insight.
Yes.
All right, thank you.
Last witness,
Yes.
Charlie Perkins.
All right, do you want to raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Charlie Perkins.
All right, and before we begin with questioning, here's the thing. I know that people say they have bad childhoods, their father's not in their life, maybe their mom's not in their life. But you know what I always want to know? At what age do we reach when all of our decisions are our decisions, and it's not because my father wasn't around?
I don't blame, I don't,
No, I'm just putting that out there. So now when questions are asked, we'll see where we go, okay? All right, you may proceed.
Right. Mr. Perkins, you're telling this court and the PSI officer that you were driving and you had a firearm in the vehicle, correct?
yes, sir, yes, sir.
Where it says guilt minimalized, guilt declined to discuss and guilt acknowledged, there's a mark on guilt minimalized. You see that?
So,
But you're saying that you're, and I underlined it. You're driving, you had a firearm, you had a Glock on you. You did this, you misbehaved, you're on parole, you shouldn't be carrying a firearm. Correct. I believe your mother said that the last grade you attended was your sixth grade, but I believe it was your ninth grade? Ninth grade. And you didn't know this until the PSI came up, but you have a second grade reading level, correct?
it ain't the reading grade, it's the, my spelling.
Spelling.
I can read good, I read myself, it's all day.
Is it comprehension?
That, like, I can read. I just ain't spell them.
Okay.
And you were in special education classes while you were in school? Make sure you speak loud. When you were on parole, that was around the end of 2024. So from January 2022 through pretty much the entire 2024, you were in prison.
Yes, sir.
Maybe early January 2025, you're on parole. And from that time till you're arrested, you had work, you're employed.
Yes,
During the time you're on parole, you were a victim of a ag assault deadly weapon. You were shot.
yes.
Do you know if the person was ever arrested for that offense?
I don't know.
You were taken to a hospital for the shooting.
Yes, sir.
All right. Law enforcement never followed up with you?
And I'm sorry, when would this have been, counsel?
8 months prior to February 2020. About 8 months prior to February 2026.
Thank you.
And you know that as a convicted felon, you cannot possess firearms.
Yes, sir.
On parole, you cannot possess firearms.
Yes, sir.
On probation, you cannot possess firearms.
Yes, sir.
Even if you had waited out the parole or discharge, there's a 5-year period where you still cannot possess firearms. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
The area you're at where you're shot, the area where you associate with, you don't want your son growing up and being around the same area as you, correct?
Yes.
You want your son to have a better life than you. The prior gun case the state had referenced an unlawful carry weapon, that was a misdemeanor unlawful carry weapon in 2021, correct?
Yes, sir.
So you were not a convicted felon until January 2022?
Yes.
You understand the judge can sentence you up to anywhere from 2 years to 7 years prison?
Yes.
You're asking the judge to give you probation?
Yes. Yes.
Is there anything you want to tell the judge in asking her for considering probation?
Yes, I know I was on parole. I wasn't scared to carry a gun. It wasn't me. It wasn't an accident. I did it. I was just misbehaving. I got shot, so I just kept protection. I know I ain't supposed to keep it, but I have my protection. I just kept a gun on me. But I was trying to get probation or whatever, so I could just try to get probation and move out of San Antonio and just change my life. I was taking my son when I came home, put him in school, I put him in football. I was doing what I had to do, but I didn't know how to carry a gun. You know, the game and all that. I ain't want to die, nothing like that. So if I move out of San Antonio, get a job, just work and do what I do. I ain't gotta worry about nobody shooting my car, doing none of that. So I put 10 on my cars. I was just shot like that.
And I believe in the PSI, there is some mention that you haven't been associated with the gang since 2020. All right. Pass the witness.
Right, state.
Yes, Judge, just briefly. Mr. Perkins, on the offense date, why did it take you so long? Or I guess not so long. Why were you leaving and didn't immediately pull over?
I pulling up to the parole place, cause I was already down the street from where I was going to, so I put up right there, and I was gonna pull up right there.
Okay, and then when the officer approached, the report states that he smelled air freshener. Do you remember reading that, Mr. Beecham?
Yes,
Did you spray air freshener?
I just I always kept my car clean, cause I know I carry the gun, so I'm like, I'm gonna keep it clean. I don't spray the weed, I ain't spraying the air freshener, I ain't do nothing like that. I ain't spraying, they say I spray something, but I ain't spraying that.
Okay, and were you able to detect the scent of marijuana yourself in the vehicle?
No,
Okay, and were you surprised, I guess, when the officer did find marijuana in the car?
yeah, but it was like less than the ground. I be having people in my car, so it less than the ground. It was like less than the ground.
So is it your testimony that wasn't the marijuana in your possession was not yours?
It was like less than the ground, like on the floor and stuff. You just scraped it up. You know, it was like that. It wasn't like bags of weed or nothing like that in my car.
Okay, and whose car was that?
It was a mine's in my name.
Okay, and how did you get that vehicle?
I was working, had a job. I was saving my money. I had bought me a car. They sold me a car with no license. Bought me a car. I needed to get to work and stuff.
Okay, so even though you know you don't possess a license, you thought the best decision was to get a car so you could get to work. Is that fair?
Yeah, I got insurance, but I was trying to get my license, but I just never went around to. I was too busy working and stuff.
Okay, and how did you get the firearm on the instant offense day?
I had got it. I was riding. I always kept going on to my protection.
Yeah, but my
After I got
question is,
shot.
how did you get it?
I had got it, like bought it, like spent some of my money, my check money and stuff like that.
Who did you buy it from?
I don't really know like that.
Okay, so you remember in the stipulations, right, when the officer ran the gun, it was returned to be stolen? So you,
I didn't steal it or nothing like that.
so you
I did.
purchased a gun from someone and you didn't know the whereabouts, is that fair to say?
It's not.
Okay, and on direct, you testified that you know you're not supposed to possess a firearm, correct?
It's not.
So how can you reassure the court that this time is gonna be any different than the past?
Cause if I was to get probation, something like that, I'd move out of San Antonio, just do right. I ain't got no people trying to kill me or nothing like that. I ain't got to look behind my back. I know I ain't gonna carry no gun because I ain't in my San Antonio, I ain't in my city. So I just do what I need to do, take care of myself, do what I gotta do.
Where was Charlie Jr. on this offense date?
I believe he was at home. I
Okay.
just got out of work early that day.
And then on the June 5th, 2025 robbery date where you were a getaway driver, where was Charlie Jr.?
He wasn't even born yet.
2022?
Yeah, I don't think he was born yet.
That was 4 years ago.
He probably was. I don't really remember. But he probably was born. He was probably at my baby mom's house or his mother's house, something like that.
Okay. No further.
Any other questions?
So yes, the robbery date was 2020, June 2020. So technically, your son wasn't born yet in June 2020. But
Yeah.
when you were,
That was my year of conviction date.
but when you were sentenced, it was January 18, 2022, where your son had been born. No further questions.
All right. Any other witnesses?
No other witnesses.
State any witnesses?
No, Judge.
All right. The court will hear argument. State.
Judge, we ask that you deny applications for deferred in probation and sentence to 7 years in the prison. Mr. Perkins, although I will concede that he admits to possessing the firearm and then operating the vehicle that he purchased, he continues to engage in criminal activities. I don't think he would be a good candidate for probation because he's his mom and his sister, and he even states that he intends to reside with people that he has been with when he gets into his prior, or when he got into his prior incidences of crime. So I don't think that's a good environment for him, and I don't think that he will be successful. He does have a prior MTR, and he was ultimately revoked because he pled true to the #1 UCW. And although that UCW date occurred prior to him being convicted on the robbery, he's still possessing guns. That's the issue. So boiling it down, Judge, I know he's aware that he's not supposed to possess these guns, but he continues to violate rules, and I just don't think he's going to be a good candidate.
All right, defense.
Judge, the priors that he's had as an adult is one conviction. He has a lot of juvenile cases that I would hope that you wouldn't use a juvenile against him. The juvenile cases appears to all be misdemeanors. I know that robbery is a serious felony. He has about 4 months left on parole. He has a parole hold. He can't get out. He never got a GED. He has a second grade reading, writing skills level. There was mention of a ISF, cognitive behavior, MRT. He's willing to go inpatient, and I would like it if you could order him to get a GED also, improve his job skills. He knows that he can't have a gun. He can't have a gun for protection. He doesn't want his son to be in the same area and neighborhood that he grew up. He wants to take his son and go outside San Antonio. The only investigation, to my knowledge, that happened with him being shot was the law enforcement seized his phone to see if there's any information that they can get from a phone, but they never gave him back the phone. There's been no follow-up where he was shot. He went to a hospital. They gave him some pills. They never gave him surgery. He still has a bullet in his back. He didn't have to go through rehabilitation
Wait a minute. So he went to the hospital
for 2 days,
for 2 days.
and they gave him pills, and he walked
They didn't
out.
perform surgery, didn't remove the bullet.
And they didn't investigate who shot him, but they kept his phone.
Oh.
We can't make excuses about his father not being in his life, his
Let me
education.
ask you this. So do you know personally that he went to the hospital and they just gave him tablets, or is this just through your client?
Through my client, and interviewing him before the PSI.
Okay.
But there's no case where he's listed as a victim. The only case he has is this case here that the state has. We're asking for probation, 7 years probation. I think a structured environment would
So
help
is
him.
there any proof that he filed a report and was shot?
I wouldn't do that, Judge, unless I charge as a plea. This is the first time I've heard of this.
I was on the news when I got shot.
Oh, well, let's Google.
Let me Google it.
And was that before this offense?
That was when I was on parole, just.
No. My question is, this shooting, was that before this offense? All right, if you all want to step back and see if you all can find that, and then,
Yes, Judge.
and who knows? Maybe the state may decide something else. I don't know.
And if I may show you
Yeah.
my client's sister's phone. This is a photograph taken September 12th, 2025, and you can swipe it to the right. There should be,
Oh, no, I can see. All right.
in the September 12th, and I'll swipe it. There's a few pictures. And that date, September 12th, lines up with the KSAT news article from September 12th, 2025, where a man is dead after double shooting near East Side Sports Bar. It was a Vibe Sports Bar. Charlie Perkins was shot in the leg, but went through the leg, the butt, and the bullet ended up in his back.
And what day of the week was that? Do we know?
I can, September 12th, 2025.
Friday? And does anybody know what time that was?
The investigator said he is sending a report.
Oh, okay, we'll have the report. Are you okay to
Setback?
remain? Yes.
Yes.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, we're back on the record in 2026 CR 004753, State versus Charlie Perkins. Can I have parties re-announced for the record, please?
Joseph Davidson, defense attorney.
All right, so State, did you have a chance to review the testimony for Just 1 second. My computer's doing something crazy. All right, State, did you have a chance to review any independent evidence on whether or not the defendant was previously shot before
Yes.
this incident?
Sorry, yes, Judge, I did ascertain a police report for the incident referenced, and I have marked it as State's Exhibit 1 for purposes of this hearing, should the court wish to review it as well. I also gave defense a copy. I also further called the homicide unit to see if it was an open pending case with them, and they said it was, and I received the detective name, provided that to the defense counsel.
Okay.
So at this time, State would move to admit State's Exhibit S1 for the purposes of this hearing.
Any
I
objection?
reviewed it. I have a copy, no objection. And while you read it, if I could just tell you the way it reads. To drive by where it looks like they wait for one person to leave. That person is not Charlie. The person who is in front of Charlie who's leaving is a person who's shot. Just that looks like Charlie is behind him. So Charlie is shot also. So it's not as if they're trying to shoot Charlie. The target was someone else.
Could you all hand that to the court
Yes,
reporter,
ma'am.
please? All right. So State, does that change your offer or no? All right, then, and defense your argument.
I know that a continuation where I left off,
Yes.
we're asking for probation, Judge. He doesn't want to be in the same neighborhood, the same area, the same association. He wants to clean, not necessarily for himself. It's for his son. He wants to be in a new city. We ask if you would grant probation 7 years. You can put the highest underlining sentence. He understands that if he messes up, he's looking at 7 years prison. He was reporting to parole. It's not as if he absconded and was picked up on this, and then there's a parole warrant. He was actually literally driving to his parole officer to report. He just finished a shift. He's going to make his appointments. He's going to appear on time. We ask you to grant the probation, and if he does get the residence changed with his mom and sister, we would ask probation transferred.
All right, I don't think you would be a good candidate for probation. The court is going to find you guilty. The court is going to sentence you to 2 years in the prison, give you credit for any time served. There's to be no unsupervised contact with minors, and there's a $0 fine. And the court will recommend the Therapeutic Community. Did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Because it's a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what that is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. So, Mr. Perkins, I understand that sometimes our life goes off track. Maybe we don't have great parents or something else. I understand when you leave prison, you're trying to do the right thing, but sometimes life gets in the way and beats you down. I know how difficult it is to get your license and to get legal documents when you just come from prison or just come from the foster care system. One of the reasons why I gave you the minimum is because of the shooting, right? And I understand that maybe you need to protect yourself, or you feel you need to protect yourself, but I mean, you're not allowed to possess weapons, okay? So when you are released, please do better. And if you give me his case number, I'll ask that it run concurrent with the parole.
Yes, Judge. It's on the, yes, I want to.
The robbery judge,
Yes,
DC 2020 CR
but I'm sorry, DC,
2020
yes,
CR 537C.
8537C. All right, so this will run concurrent with 2020 CR 8537C.
If I may have one request.
Yes.
For his biological son, if the family does video visits, could the son,
Oh, no, it's just no unsupervised
okay,
contact.
Gotcha.
So they can have any type of visitation. But I will tell you this, the day of that shooting, what time of day was that?
So,
See, you should have been with your son. All right, make better decisions, okay? All right, good luck to you. And while you're in custody, try to get your GED. If you can't get your GED, there are plenty of opportunities if they allow you to do it. I don't know if they'll allow you to do it with your affiliations, but there are plenty of opportunities for picking up a trade. One of my former clients, mind you, they were in prison for murder. I ended up representing them on their parole hearings. And guess what? Their trade is welding. And you can make a lot of money at welding. Now he's got his life back on track. And you would think you go to prison for murder, you can't come back from that, right? But he got all of his legal documents and he also got his degree in was trade certification in welding. And then somebody who just graduated not too long ago from felony drug court, criminal history. And guess what? People said it couldn't be done, but they are now an attorney and they handle civil rights issues. All right, so you still have a chance to be in your son's life, but don't bring this nonsense into your son's life, okay? All right, good luck to you.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
Have a seat, sir.
All right. And it'll be in their courtroom, right?
Yeah.
All right, so you're going to be set in the magistrate's court on August 20th at 2:30. They'll give you, Norma will give you a reset form.
Okay, yeah, and they usually email also.
Mhm.